Opposition Leader Peter Dutton is forging ahead with his nuclear policy after delivering a keynote speech at the Liberal National Party's annual Queensland Convention in Brisbane. New data shows increased support for the energy option in Teal seats. It's the largest LNP conference since 2012.
There are close to 1,000 people here at the Brisbane Convention and Exhibition Centre, making it the largest LNP conference since 2012, which was the last time the party formed government in Queensland. Of course, they were wiped out. The Campbell-Newman government was wiped out by Labor under Anastasia Palaszczuk in 2015. The polls consistently of late have been pointing towards a comfortable LNP victory in the upcoming October state election, which would make David Crisafulli the next Premier of Queensland. So there was a great deal of anticipation in the room as the federal leader Peter Dutton delivered his keynote speech, which focused heavily on the topic of nuclear, having recently announced his landmark policy to roll out nuclear energy at 7 sites across Australia if the LNP forms government federally. That comes as new polling indicates growing support for nuclear power. Polling carried out by JWS on behalf of the Minerals Council of Australia indicates that nuclear energy has support of 41% of people polled, 25% are against nuclear, 10% are undecided and 24% are neutral.
The Coalition's plan for cheaper, cleaner and consistent energy, which includes Australia becoming a nuclear-powered nation, a visionary policy unlike any put forward by a political party this century.
Peter Dutton gave a glowing endorsement of David Crisafulli as the potentially next Premier of Queensland and urged the party faithful here at the LNP conference to remain united as they surge towards the October state election. As a Queenslander, Peter Dutton is perhaps more in tune with the state politics issues leading up to the election. As a former police officer, he addressed the problem of youth crime as well as housing and ambulance ramping in Queensland.
As David points out, 4 years ago, the term ambulance ramping didn't really register with the Queensland public, and yet today ambulance ramping is at a record 45% and the wait list to see a specialist in this state is almost 300,000.
Now, the Queensland LNP's position on nuclear energy is at odds with their federal counterparts. Mr Crisafulli, the opposition leader, has consistently said that nuclear is not part of the party's agenda in Queensland. It'll be interesting to see whether he even addresses the topic when Mr Crisafulli delivers his keynote speech on day 3 of the LNP conference. In Brisbane, Harry Clark, Sky News.